It began the way millions of modern friendships do, through a screen, with likes, comments, and casual messages that felt harmless. TikTok, a place built on trends, humor, and short bursts of connection, became the bridge between two women who had never met in real life. One was a young mother, exhausted but hopeful, navigating pregnancy and preparing for the arrival of her twins. The other presented herself as kind, supportive, and understanding, a stranger who slowly earned trust. What followed would become one of the most chilling crimes tied to social media in recent years. The expectant mother shared parts of her life online the way many do. She posted videos about pregnancy cravings, doctor visits, and the physical toll of carrying twins. In the comments, one woman stood out. She was attentive, encouraging, and consistent. She praised the mother's strength, offered advice, and messaged her privately. Over time, their conversations deepened. They talked about motherhood, finances, fears, and hopes. The TikTok friend appeared empathetic, often presenting herself as someone who had struggled with infertility and longed for a child of her own. That shared emotional space created a dangerous illusion of safety. As the pregnancy advanced, the TikTok friend increased her involvement. She asked detailed questions about the due date, the hospital, and the baby's health. She offered gifts and claimed she wanted to help once the twins arrived. To the expectant mother, this felt like a blessing, someone willing to step in during a vulnerable time. She had no way of knowing that every detail she shared was being mentally recorded, not out of care, but calculation. Behind the friendly messages was a disturbing plan forming. Investigators would later discover that the woman from TikTok had been lying for months. She told people in her offline life that she was pregnant. She staged photos, wore loose clothing, and fabricated medical stories. Her desire to have a baby, or to appear as though she had one, had become an obsession. And instead of pursuing legal or ethical paths, she chose violence. Shortly after the twins were born, the TikTok friend insisted on meeting in person. She framed it as a celebration, a chance to help a new mother who would be exhausted and overwhelmed. Against her better judgment, and reassured by months of friendly interaction, the new mother agreed. She believed she was meeting a friend. She was walking into a trap. The meeting took place in a quiet setting, far from public attention. What happened next unfolded with brutal speed. At some point during the encounter, the TikTok friend pulled out a gun. There was no argument, no struggle that anyone could later describe. Only sudden, irreversible violence. The new mother was shot and killed. Her life ended just days after giving birth, her future stolen alongside her children. The killer then did the unthinkable. She took the newborn twins. In the hours that followed, she attempted to pass them off as her own, continuing the lie she had carefully constructed. But reality unraveled quickly. Medical staff, family members, and authorities noticed inconsistencies. The baby showed signs that did not match her story. Suspicion grew. Before long, law enforcement was alerted. When police began investigating, the digital trail told a horrifying story. Messages, comments, and videos revealed months of grooming and manipulation. What looked like a supportive online friendship was exposed as a calculated effort to gain access to vulnerable prey. The TikTok conversations became evidence, proof that the crime was not impulsive, but planned. The twins were recovered alive, a small mercy in an otherwise devastating case. They were placed into protective care, while the woman who murdered their mother was arrested and charged with multiple crimes, including murder and kidnapping. During interrogations, she offered fragmented explanations, alternating between denial and justification. But the facts were overwhelming. This was not a crime of passion. It was a crime of obsession. As the story broke publicly, outrage spread fast. Many people were shaken not only by the brutality of the act, but by how easily it began. A comment, a message, a friendly conversation online. Parents, especially mothers, began questioning how much of their lives they shared publicly. TikTok, Instagram, and other platforms were suddenly viewed through a darker lens, not just as spaces for connection, but as hunting grounds for predators hiding behind curated personas. Experts weighed in, warning about the risks of oversharing personal details online. Pregnancy updates, hospital locations, due dates, and family routines, details often shared innocently, can become tools in the wrong hands. The case became a grim reminder that familiarity online does not equal safety offline. For the victim's family, grief was immeasurable. They lost a daughter, a sister, a friend, a woman who should have been celebrating new life, not becoming a headline. They were left to raise children who would grow up knowing their mother through stories and photographs, while grappling with the knowledge that her trust was exploited in the cruelest way possible. In court, prosecutors painted a clear picture. A woman who manipulated social media to fulfill a delusion, who murdered to maintain a lie, and who showed a chilling lack of remorse. The defense attempted to argue mental instability, but the planning, deception, and execution told a different story, one of intent and awareness. The sentence, when it came, could not undo the damage. No number of years behind bars could restore a life or erase the trauma inflicted on the twins and their family. Justice, in this case, was limited to accountability, not healing. Today, this case stands as one of the most disturbing examples of how digital connections can cross into real-world violence. It is a warning wrapped in tragedy, a reminder that behind a friendly username can hide unimaginable danger. She met her on TikTok. She trusted her, and that trust cost her everything.